the more we know, the better service we can give, the better it gets. So did you want me to start before Trudy gets back, or should we wait for her?
Oh, Trudy's busy doing stuff at the moment. So
yeah, so we'll just
so it'll just be me and Linda.
we'll get stuck into it. Okay, no worries. Do you have any information at all about our products, Elektra Magnesium, so far? Have you used them yourselves?
No, I haven't used them. Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, that gives me a good start. I know where to go. So everything starts with the magnesium flakes. This is where we started. We were the first to bring magnesium to Australia back in 2008, started to sell them in 2009 because it fixed my heart arrhythmias. So the first thing you need to know about magnesium is that it helps the whole electrical system, including your heart rhythm. And when you have muscle problems, or cardiovascular issues or heart rhythm issues, it's usually very low magnesium that can be causing the problem. That's the most likely thing that's causing the problem. Or something's blocking the magnesium. Somehow the magnesium is affected in the body that will cause electrical system disturbances. And so when I first got magnesium in from overseas, I started using it in the bath. So it's very good for soaking and foot soaking and bathing. And so you can get, so since we introduced it to Australia, we have a lot of competitors now that have hopped on the bandwagons some years later, but they get the industrial grade. This is really hard to find, the food grade. In Japan, they call it nagari salt. And this is the certified food grade they use to make tofu. Asian food manufacturers use it to make tofu, and it is tested. When we get it in, we also test it by an independent Australian laboratory, and it shows no mercury and no lead. So this magnesium chloride you can also put in your filtered drinking water. So 1 pinch per litre makes a beautiful mineral charged electrolyte water, mimicking what would be a natural spring water. And it gives you a lovely electrolyte charge, because when you have electrolytes in the water is more hydrating, and you don't tend to suffer the dehydration. When people drink demineralized filtered water without putting the minerals in, it just goes through and you pee it out very quickly. So that's why our magnesium flakes are a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it because they're the food grade. From there, we make a magnesium oil spritz. So it's not just pure magnesium oil. The magnesium oil that you can get just by mixing the flakes with water, anyone can do it at home. At a certain high concentration, it forms magnesium oil, which is slippery to the touch. When you put it on your skin, it tends to feel sticky and it stings. Even though some of the magnesium transits to the inside of the body and can help relieve cramps, it's still irritating for a lot of people on their skin unless you know how to prepare it and make it. We add extra plant ingredients to help it absorb better into the skin. It's very soothing, calming, and non-irritating for skin. Less people have super sensitive, ultra sensitive skin, and we've got other products for those as well. So this is the one you would recommend for those people who have aches and pains and arthritis or injuries, or athletes, really high-end users. Every 6 sprays, I've got a chart in case you forget anything. I've got a chart, and it's on the brochure as well. Every 6 sprays of this one gives you 300 milligram of magnesium going in through the skin, which is much better than tablets and powders. Now, why that's important is a lot of people today have digestive issues. Either they don't make enough stomach acid to be able to digest magnesium tablets and powders properly. And if they do, it may not get through the gut wall in high amounts. So several studies have shown that lower amounts of magnesium, such as what would be in food or mineral water, is easy to transit through the bowel wall to the interior of the body without causing any bowel irritation. However, as they lifted the concentration higher and higher, more and more was going out the back end. It was not getting through the bowel wall in high concentrations. So this is a big problem for people who need a lot of magnesium that they can't digest and absorb enough orally. So they may still have magnesium symptoms despite taking magnesium powders or tablets. And look, it has a benefit as a laxative. If someone has constipation, you may advise them to take oral magnesium supplement as a laxative, but then it's still not getting through the gut wall in high enough quantities to stay in the interior of the body, it's still being ditched out the back end. So through the skin is far superior when it comes to absorbing a high level of magnesium that works, that you can feel straight away, and it's fast to get in there. And it when you massage it in, it goes into the muscle and then eventually is carried throughout the body through the vascular system. So from there, we also make magnesium creams. They come in different kinds. So the magnesium creams also come in a jar, a 300-gram jar, and a 100-gram tubes, although very shortly all of them will become, by next year, 150-gram tubes. But at the moment, you probably still have the 100-gram tubes. Now, these are different colors because they have a different blend of fats and oils to make the cream suit different skin types, but they all have 15% magnesium chloride, which is quite mild. You can use it on babies, toddlers, children, all the way up to elderly people with very sensitive skin. 2 teaspoons will give you 300 milligrams of magnesium, the same as 6 sprays of this one, but you need to spread the cream out more because it's designed to be a moisturizer. You can use it on your face, body, underarm deodorant, massage cream. One cream does many things, and we do not use any chemicals in any of our products. We make magnesium products without synthetic or petrochemical ingredients, and that's really difficult to do, because to hold it together, you need to understand how to incorporate that salt in an oil-water emulsion without it breaking apart. So a lot of our competitors have used phenoxyethanol and dimethicone and other kinds of synthetic chemical emulsifiers and preservatives. We were able to avoid that because of certain processes that we developed. And still in the whole world, I don't know of any other products that have been able to do that. And we also provide the largest range of magnesium skincare in the world. And it is really beautiful for your skin. We have lots of loyal customers for many years using it for massaging. You know, if you have period pain, using it for any kind of cramps or muscle tension, and calming down from stress, helping you to sleep at night. So what happens with magnesium is that as you feel stress, you're pumping more adrenaline in the system for the fight or the flight. And what that does is depresses the magnesium, and you lose it more quickly in the urine. The kidneys pee it out faster under stress. So the more stress people are under, the more likely they are to be magnesium deficient, because we simply can't get enough back from the food supply alone to compensate for high levels of stress lost. Or some people might have kidney disease, or, you know, it's like a leaky bucket. They're peeing out way too much magnesium. So by compensating transdermally, is that me or you? By compensating transdermally, people can counteract the effects of the stress much better, and it builds resilience. It means you can recover faster and better. Now, in between the cream and the magnesium oil, we have the magnesium lotion, which is a 30% formula. So that's 15%, 60%, and 30%. So it's halfway between. And it has lemon-scented tea tree in, which is a really powerful antioxidant and antibacterial herbal extract that is very efficient at keeping bacteria under control. And that's, funnily enough, made it a great underarm deodorant as well. So you can use this for muscle recovery. A lot of athletes, and men in particular, really love this one because men are a bit more lazy and they don't like to cream as much as women. So 1 teaspoon of this will give you the same as 2 teaspoons of cream or 6 sprays of the magnesium oil. You know, and high-end users may need 1,000 milligrams a day, which I am a high-end user because I had my previous heart issues. I had Hashimoto's, hypothyroid. I had a lot of symptoms that are all under control as long as I keep my magnesium levels up very high. And if they dip too low, if I have too much stress, if I get a bit slack, I don't put enough on, I can already feel like a little bit fragile. And I know definitely my magnesium's dipped too low. So you get to get an idea of what is a normal amount for you, and every individual is, of course, different. The beauty about transdermal absorption is that you can't make a mistake. No one can overdose that way because it sits inside the skin, inside the epidermis, like a dinner plate. And you're serving up food which doesn't need further digestion. It's already in the right form for the body to take up through the skin. It takes up the fats and oils, it takes up the magnesium ions and transports it anywhere those nutrients are needed. So the skin is like a fantastic reservoir. If you use it all over the body, you have a good reservoir. Athletes use it before to stoke up before they have a big event. And of course, they recover afterwards. They do their bathing and foot soaking and then finish up with magnesium. But men really like this one. Tradies, people that do a lot of physical work outside, a lot of muscle work, a lot of gymnastic, a lot of trainers really, really love this one because it helps the muscle performance and recovery. So you can combine any of the products in any way, depending on skin type. And we also have for the ultra sensitive skins, Baby Calm Balm. So this is a 5% magnesium formula compared to the 15% here. And it has calendula, chamomile, rosehip, beautiful plant oils that is so good for skin. Very, very mild. You can use it on little babies as well to give them a little massage and help them go to sleep and help them settle a colic. So it's super good for a face as well. Mum can use it on her face, and it's very gentle. And to go with that, we have magnesium. So it's a charcoal pomegranate cleanser. It has some magnesium in it as well, but it's you put it on for a few minutes and you wash it off, and the charcoal absorbs the toxins from the skin grooves, the grime, the makeup. And it's not abrasive. It doesn't scrape anything off the surface, but it does exfoliate. Exfoliates very, very gently, and your skin feels really smooth and hydrated. It doesn't strip the moisture out of the skin like a lot of other cleansers do. So if people have acne issues, I thoroughly recommend the charcoal pomegranate cleanser combined with the Baby Calm Balm. I've had lots of people writing into me with rosacea and lots of sensitive skin conditions absolutely swear by the Baby Calm Balm. So that's a lovely combination to prescribe or to recommend for them. So that's basically all the products in a nutshell, apart from trying it yourself. Oh, yes, thank you, Jaya. She just reminded me. So we have this is our newest product. This is an actual oral one. This is the one you put in your filtered drinking water. So after filtering, the pH of the water goes from 7 down to maybe 6 or 6.5. It becomes slightly acidic, so that's demineralized water. And to lift it back to normal 7 pH, you need the magnesium flakes that puts electrolytes in the water and gives it a lovely velvety, smooth, kind of alkaline texture. You can drink more, it tastes better, and the cells get better hydration. Cells open up and take up more water when magnesium is present, when it has the electrolyte charge, and that allows them to flush out more toxins better. So you get more of a river flowing through the body, and you don't pee it out quite as fast because it's actually getting better access to cells. It makes the water access cells better. And, that little bottle, 100 ml, probably last a person 2 months using it every day. If they put, about 8 to 10 drops in the liter bottle of filtered water and drink 3 liters every 24 hours, that will give them optimal hydration, and they'll really grow to love it. It's beautiful, tastes great. If you're
can I just add something there, Sandy?
Yeah, sure, Jaya.
I have a bottle in my handbag which I take with me everywhere and put it in whatever drinks I buy, and I have a bottle near the kettle, so every single time I make a cup of tea, I just put about between 4 and 6 drops, just a squirt. And so I'm getting in my cups of tea every single time because I haven't forgotten I've got it because I've got it near the kettle.
When you drink magnesium water, as soon as it hits the stomach, some of that water goes straight into the brain because the brain uses up half the body's water supply. It's really thirsty for water. And when you're dehydrated, you lose concentration, you start to get headaches. Things don't work in the brain very well because you're not getting the electrolyte charge. So you'll notice a big difference. When you get a better hydration, your brain also works better. You feel it straight away. So do you have any questions at all? I think we've probably got a little bit of time left. You can always ask questions later and I'm happy to answer them at another time if you think of something outside of this particular meeting. But do you have any questions now?
I was just going to ask, the charcoal cleanse, does that take out, it doesn't take out any of the minerals or anything out of the body?
No, it's it absorbs toxins and particularly those that have an acidic positive charge. So toxins and acidic wastes have a positive charge. They're not alkaline. So it will attract those elements that are waste products coming out of the skin, or that are on the skin, like makeup and, you know, just whatever you perspire out. And it gets right in the grooves, but it has nothing abrasive in it. So it's just absorbing like a magnet. It works like a magnet. And the pomegranate extract inhibits acne vulgaris. And several studies have shown that acne vulgaris is prevented and inhibited by pomegranate. So it leaves the skin really refreshed, and it's a wonderful way to maintain a really healthy complexion and really clean skin in a natural way without any chemicals. And there's nothing, no detergents, nothing to strip the skin of its good nutrients. Of course, you can put it back. Yeah, you can put some of the oils back that may be rinsed off, because Baby Calm Balm is very gentle and light. It's a beautiful day moisturizer.
It'll clear your skin, makes your skin really clear.
Yeah, very, very,
really, and
much more youthful looking.
So beautiful smelling.
It's a little bit really like soft. Geranium. Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's a really nice balance.
So, can you see yourself using any of the products, like for helping you to sleep better, maybe for muscle issues?
I'd probably try the drops or the flakes in the water, but the drops would be
they're the same. So you know, if people are on a tight budget, the flakes are actually cheaper. So this, you know, needs a lot more processing to bottle it. It's a liquefied version of the flakes. And people
they're the same thing, really.
The same. We have been using these this way since 2009, and we have customers that have been using it this way also since 2009. And when we came out with this, they've gone, "You beauty, I don't have to put my fingers in anymore." So they don't mind paying a little bit more to get the extra convenience, but you know, you can get the same result with these. So it doesn't really matter.
How much do you pinch into water if you were to use the flakes?
1 pinch between thumb and forefinger. It works out to be half of 1 gram if you weighed it, and that gives you 80 milligram of elemental magnesium. And if you put
how much water?
In 1 liter, a big liter bottle.
1 liter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, yeah. So if you drink 80 milligram per liter and you drink 3 liters every 24 hours, that gives you 240 milligram of elemental magnesium going in through the gut wall, because it's a low concentration, stretching out over a longer period of time, which means it has an optimal chance of getting through the gut wall. Whereas if you took 240 milligram in 1 bolus, in 1 hit, in 1 powder, in 1 tablet, most of that would end up at the back end, and only a very small amount actually gets through the gut wall because the concentration is too high. So that's why using it in drinking water is so superior. And the other benefit is, of course, it makes the water work so much better as water. Electrolyte charges everything, because we're electrical in essence. Everything needs electrical juice.
Yeah. And I heard right before that the creams can be used as a deodorant as well.
Yes. So the creams, because they're a little bit milder, so they have extra natural plant preservatives that also have an inhibitory effect for bacteria. It's not quite as strong as this one. So if you have men or teenagers or sweaty people with BO, I would recommend this one. It's a little bit stronger. But if you have people who work in offices and they don't perspire a lot and they just need a milder deodorant, the cream is fantastic. And so you're not using.
I use that one.
Yeah, you can use this one, but some people are a bit more sensitive under the armpits. And, you know, if you nick yourself a little bit with the shaver, this can make it feel a bit stingy, because broken skin is putting salt on the wound. So
that was 60%, that one.
That's a really strong one. So I use this one. So I put the cream on every day. I use the moisturizer twice a day all over my body, and I don't use any other moisturizer. And then I add 6 sprays in the morning on my chest and 6 at night before bed. I put it on my lower back because sometimes I get a little bit achy. I do some gardening from time to time, pull a muscle, you know, sit too long at the computer in the wrong posture. There are various reasons why people get backache or muscle tension from being in the wrong position too long, like repetitive stress injuries. So magnesium will help to relax and loosen all that up. But I put it on my chest as well because it helps me sleep better. And it's super effective at calming heart rhythm. Literally, when you put it on, within 1 or 2 minutes, calm. You may have been like excited, something happened, you're like worried. You know, whatever the reason is that your adrenaline has been going, as soon as you put the spray on, within 1 or 2 minutes, calm. It's so effective. It's amazing because magnesium is the calming mineral. Essentially, calcium contracts and magnesium relaxes. So when you need to run or fight or flight, or you need to squeeze your muscles, magnesium comes out of the calcium channels and calcium goes in and contracts everything. That's how the muscle fiber contracts. Then when it's time to relax, the calcium comes out, magnesium goes back in, it brings water with it, so it inflates and relaxes again. So we need most of the time to be in that relaxed state. Without the relaxation, we can't digest food properly. We can't rest. We can't sleep properly. You have to put that adrenaline to bed, and you need to have magnesium to do that because it controls the calcium. Without enough magnesium, everything stays stuck and stiff and tense. So whenever you speak to people and they're having issues with muscle issues or feeling stressed or can't sleep or too much adrenaline, or, you know, they just can't come down from being revved, that's a sign of magnesium deficiency. So we have a few minutes left. Any more questions?
I just want to mention this one. I have a chronic problem with one leg being shorter from a car accident, and I get cramps in the middle of the night. Not because I haven't had enough magnesium, but a technical problem. If I get a cramp, I put this on, and in lightning fast speed, the cramp is gone. So this stuff is magic for really acute problems that you get cramping. It's really amazing.
Cramping, all of the products will help cramping. That's the easiest thing to fix, even the mildest ones. I forgot to mention our bestseller everywhere around Australia with all the clinics, naturopaths, chiropractors, physios is herbal. Herbal is fattier than all the others. We have rainbow colors because that's light. The pink one is lighter in texture, and this is very fatty and very rich. And this is the next one along. It's also rich, but it smells a bit different. And then the zest citrus is kind of in between. Combination skin, if you're not sure. I have all of this on the website if you're not sure, but this is our #1 seller because it's so good at helping people with sensitive skin and those with psoriasis, eczema, and dermatitis. Because as soon as they put it on, it cools it down and it soothes and calms that hot itchiness, and then it starts to help to resolve whatever the issue is. And I've had naturopaths emailing me with lots of reports saying, can't believe how well this worked. In 2 weeks, that persistent rash disappeared that this client has had for 2 years, all sorts of things like that. Since 2009, we created that one. It's still our #1 bestseller. So in Cairns, you know, you might get people with like itchy rashes. Sometimes there's fungal infections. Obviously, that needs some detoxing as well. But this magnesium cream is great at soothing and calming anything hot or itchy.
So why do you saying that the fats help with the magnesium?
They do help absorb magnesium.
All the magnesium.
So why when you have just pure magnesium oil and there's no fats present, it will grab whatever fats are in your epidermis already. And if the skin's on the drier side, there's not enough. So that magnesium oil will sit on the surface too long and feel sticky and itchy and stingy and irritate because the level of salt ratio is too high compared to the availability of fats in the skin. The fats, because the skin is it absorbs more fats, lipophilic. It grabs hold of the magnesium ion when it's wrapped up in the fats, so it's much easier to absorb when fats are present. The drier the skin, the higher level of fats have to be present to absorb that magnesium properly, and then there's no skin irritation. So fats are kind of soothe if someone has a sensitive skin, more fat, even if they've got an ultra sensitive skin and they might feel a bit tingly with the cream, which is super mild. All you do is add another oil on, like jojoba or any fat, coconut oil, any fat will just dampen that down straight away. Over time, as people use magnesium more and more, the skin, hair, nails, bones, teeth, everything gets stronger. So those sensitivities tend to go away over time as the body replenishes its magnesium reserves. So you'll find magnesium, I call it the master mineral. It's the trunk of the nutritional tree. It holds up all the branches. It cofactors with all the other nutrients. It has over 350 different jobs in the body, more than any other nutrient out there, because part of the electrical system. So the body needs electricity, and all the zinc and the calcium and whatever else you take, nothing works as well unless magnesium is also present in that mix, and it has to be absorbed properly. And so through the skin gives us the optimal absorption. You can never make a mistake. You can never use too much. Do whatever feels good. And people need to experiment. Everyone's different. If it's not quite enough, just use more. And that's about it. It's really simple.
Okay.
So if you have any further questions or want to know more, I have on our website blogs, articles, podcasts, videos, instruction, educational videos, lots and lots of resource materials, links to scientific studies. Magnesium is a huge, huge subject. We need to know about it because it gives us that strength and inner resilience to keep going and recover from stress much better. If I had to give you one thing that magnesium does over and above everything, it helps you to recover from stress much better. It makes you stronger on the inside.
Okay, cool. All right, that's good information.
No worries. And also take some time to read the customer reviews on each product description page. There's customer reviews where you see the yellow stars on our website. They're just wonderful to read, people's personal experience, how they've used it. I'm always learning from them as well, because sometimes people use it in a different way. I didn't know, oh my goodness, it does this too. So
yeah, right. Okay.
Anyway, lovely to talk with you. I hope you got a lot out of today, and we can do this down the track if you need to have more information, or if someone else comes into the team and needs to have the training. There's no obligation and it's free, and I'm just here to help you, because the more I help you, the more we help each other, right?
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
well, I know you're busy, so you have a great day today. And I'll send Trudy a recording of what we talked about.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much for your time.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.